Talk about what you've been doing for the past 5 months.
Exactly how it came down was I had a car wreck in 2020, and it was a really bad car wreck. I went in and ran through a building and right behind Cumberland Mall in Marietta, Georgia here. And it was a really bad car wreck to where usually, like we do, we usually come out of them unscathed. This one left a mark, and it was a big one. It was my right patellar tendon on my right knee. It exploded in the car accident, which led to a surgery back in August of 2020. And from there, they tried to rebuild my patellar tendon with a gastrocnemius flap. It's a big long word, ends with flap, and which basically means they bring your calf muscle up to your knee and they rebuild your patellar tendon. And I was in a good spot when that happened, and really thought I could, fix this. It was during COVID, and I even tried to make that a positive thing, thinking, okay, COVID's happening right now, man. So let me get everything back where it needs to be. And then when COVID's over, hell, I'll be ready to go. So I took it on, ready to go with it. We had the surgery during COVID and all that. So physical therapy and all of that was during COVID. Oh. So getting good PT and physical therapy on my knee wasn't as good as it could be if it wasn't for COVID, because with COVID, things slowed down and the mask was going on and appointments were canceling. So truly what happened out of it was I wasn't doing the right physical therapy. Along with not doing the right physical therapy, the actual surgery just didn't go well, and I got staph out of it. Oh. After I got staph, I went to the hospital for 7 weeks. In that 7 weeks, I had 21 knee surgeries. 21 knee surgeries, which is every third day, they went in and did what's called a washout. And that was called a surgery. And if they're going to call it a surgery, then I'm going to call it a surgery. So 21 surgeries later, I step out thinking, okay, let's get to work now. We can do this and get back where I'm okay. And it just wouldn't get better. And then these 2 more wounds happened on my leg, which was now a total of 4 wounds on my injury from the injury. And they just kept getting worse. And then I just couldn't get no answers. No doctors wanted to see me until the wounds were healed. And normally Mark Bagwell he hurts it, but then I fix it. And for all of a sudden, I wasn't able to fix it this time. And I was like, what is going on? So when I can't fix it, that's not good. And that enters self-medication. And so that enters pills and alcohol and trying to fill it up with other things besides good things. I was filling it up with anything that it would take. And by doing that, it just set me back so far that Dallas and everybody else started noticing that my knee wasn't getting better and I was getting worse. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to, fly out of town somewhere, doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. And Dallas had a meeting at his house. I was supposed to meet with Jonna, my niece, and Steve Yu. And I show up, and it was kind of an intervention kind of setup, kind of thing. And I didn't know what was coming at me. And I think they thought I was probably going to fight them on it, And I was listening, then I was denying things, of course, denial, lying, and all that. And finally, Dallas comes over, grabs my phone. He goes, "The phone's gone, bro. And you got to go to rehab. You're leaving right this second. And if you don't go for 90 days, you're out. You're out of Jonna's life. You're out of my life. You're cut off from everybody. Your name will be horrible." And when this happened, we'd already shot. Change or Die. We had shot the beginning of the Change or Die docuseries. Yeah. And I was doing pretty good in that. And then when that kind of kept going is when I relapsed during Change or Die. Yeah. And then when the relapse happened, then that's when the intervention part happened. And they said, look, you got to go to rehab now. Yeah. So I go to Black Bear Recovery in North Georgia Mountains for 30 days. I finished that treatment center. And after about a week of that, I was in. I was like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm in, man. I'm in to check it out and see what's up. And pretty quick, man, I was able to sleep when I didn't think I could ever sleep without a Xanax or I needed some kind of medication to sleep. I didn't. It was just a story you tell yourself, like Dallas always says, and it's the truth. It's a story we've always told ourselves, and we make it make sense. Like,
Yeah, and
I need drugs to go to work.
that's what fear
I need
is
drugs.
too, right?
It's the story you tell
we
yourself.
make that up too. We make it up in our own head. I'm
and,
sorry
and,
to cut
and
you off. Go
eventually,
ahead, keep going.
and eventually you believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
You believe it. And so, that's what I do, and that's what I was doing. And then finally, I did find something I could do, and it was the recovery. And out of recovery, the biggest thing with recovery is to really do something with your aftercare. After that 30 days, where the number goes up of successful is huge if you continue your aftercare after 30 days. Everybody thinks 30 days and I'm good. And I've done that before, and you're not good.
Yeah.
And I continued it on with my rehab with aftercare in a place called Tengu in Marietta. And so I graduated that on January 13th, and I'm continuing now. There's my graduation.
Look at it.
Fantastic. Yay.
You're
And
still good
so
looking.
continuing from there, I'm 5 months sober and just sleeping good, feeling great. Something that happened yesterday seems like it was a week ago because I got so much more time on my hands.
Yeah.
When you're sober all day long, man, it's crazy how much more you get done.
How much you can get done, right? And
It's unbelievable.
I feel like I'm just now learning to compartmentalize and place one task in front of the other. And look, I still mess up. I still lose my cool sometimes. I still, the biggest thing for me is to make amends for that and clean up my side of the street and move forward. Try not to do the same thing again. But I don't know, man. It's just really great to hear your voice and hear in you. Like, I don't know about you, but I went to rehab a bunch of times, and it was never the right time. When it was the right time, I didn't want to live like I was living anymore. And it's not like I wanted to die. I just didn't want to live like I was living anymore. And obviously that's my way, my thinking got me there, So I was ready to listen to someone else. Now, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I threw Xanax out in the parking lot of the rehab center, and 3 days later, I was out there looking for them. But yeah, moving rocks around trying to find them. But look, that was the beginning of me. Just like you said, it kind of hits. It was like, okay, maybe I am the problem. You know what I mean? And that's when I learned that. And then also when you stop caring what people think about you. You know what I mean? That's a huge weight off your shoulders too.